What's going on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram? Today we got a video on custom pieces. Today we got a video on custom pieces and how to order a custom piece and what you should expect in the process and the do's and don'ts and how to make your life easier, which makes our life easier, which makes for a better piece in the very end. Before we get started, please like the video, helps us a lot, get more views, all that good stuff. Also comment down below if you have any questions. So custom pieces, so I got 4 pieces here. These are all smaller pieces, but these are all custom. Each of these pieces we did here in-house. It depends on how we did them. Sometimes we can get molds of pieces and do it that way. Other times we have to make the molds. It really all depends, and all those different things change how pricing works. These are all the pendants here are gold before we get started. Gold, 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 gold. These 2 chains are in silver. We just didn't have any white gold chains in stock, so I grabbed the 2 just to make it match, but the pendants are all gold. So we'll start with this one, which is gonna be our wolf pendant. This was a special request from a customer. This kind of piece, what he did is a really good way to do it. So with this piece, it was actually, he saw this online. It was a knockoff, it wasn't even silver. It was some Russian page he found it on. So what we actually did is we purchased the exact piece, shipped it over to us, which took 3 weeks because it was coming from Russia, made a mold of it, and then casted that. That kind of method is always best because it's going to be exactly what you want it. So if you can get a piece that you love, it's just not gold and you want it in gold, and you can send us that piece, we can do exactly what you want. This thing is an exact replica of what the customer had sent us. Custom pieces, they're always going to be solid, so it's always going to be a bit heavier. Like this little thing is already 25 grams, so I'm going to be a little heavier. Backside, we originally had a different finish on it, but the customer wanted to have the kind of the fur in the background as well. So you can see we etched in all the little pieces. Now that was actually, each little thing was done by hand. Bales is another one. When you're getting a custom piece, you gotta think a lot about the bale. What you want. You can send us what kind of bale you want that's gonna solve a lot of problems. You also gotta tell us what size chain it's going on. We gotta make the bale for the chain. That's a big thing, is a lot of times people have big chains and then ends up the bale doesn't fit and they gotta send it back and make a bale. So tell us what kind of bale you want. Another piece a little simpler is this one here, custom urn. Real simple piece. Customer sent us some ideas they wanted. We did this. This one's totally by hand, but some of this was simple enough. It's just, you know, circular gold around the bottom, custom bale on it, nothing too big. But they had pictures, which actually brings me to probably the most important part about getting a custom piece is pictures. If you have pictures of similar pieces you like, that's really good. Best is a picture of the piece that you want, and then we can use that picture, we can do a 3D rendering of it, and it comes out close to perfect. Next best thing, if you don't know what you want, pictures. You see some Jesus pieces you like, some St. Lazarus pieces you like the background of this one, you like the face on this one. All those things can help the jewelers know what you guys want. Next piece we got is the Jesus piece. This, I'm sure you guys have seen. Great client of ours did his video on this. I'll put a link to his video in the comments below, in the description below. We've done this piece now, I think 5 or 6 times. He originally had us do it custom for him, and now other clients are coming in and we're just remaking it for them. This is again a cool piece we've done. This one was in white gold, usually it's in yellow gold, which actually again brings a good point. White gold is always a little harder to deal with than yellow gold. It's harder to get that really nice shine to it. We can, as you can see with this one, but it's a little harder, so you gotta be a little more patient when it comes to white gold. This piece again, I think is 30 grams, around. Finishing on this one, a little more simple of a finish in the back. We can do gloss finishes on the back. Just keep in mind, if you do a gloss, high gloss finish, it's gonna get scratched and smudged really easily. Again, that's what you want me to do it, but just keep that in mind. And our last piece that we got right now is a custom piece we're doing for a client. This is actually gonna be going out to the client. This is his piece. This one's 18 karat gold, and it's the Monster logo. Again, this one was nice. He sent us everything he wanted. He sent us the dimensions, the carat, he sent us the picture of the actual Monster logo. Obviously, Monster logos are all the same. with this custom piece, it's going to bring up probably the most important part about custom pieces: patience. You've got to be patient when you get a custom piece. We're making these by hand. It's a one-off. We're experimenting as we go. With this customer, this is actually the second one we did. The first one we did, the edges were too sharp for him. He's a little kid and he was worried about his son getting hurt by the edges of the piece, so he had to send it back and we had to start all over again. Luckily, he's a really patient guy, really nice with us, and he understood that it's custom. So when we had made it, we weren't thinking about the edges. Now we got this new one. Edges are all nice and sanded down. Still has a great look to it, but the edges are not as sharp. And we're actually wearing this around a little bit to make sure that it's not too sharp on the skin. Budget, big thing with budget. If you're on a set budget, custom pieces are probably not for you. Because they're custom, things change. Weight can change, pricing can change as we go. Obviously not huge fluctuations, but it does change. And a lot of times customers, we say, oh, it's gonna be about $100 more, $200 more. They freak out. If you're on a set budget, we totally understand. You should probably get something in stock. We have a bunch of pieces in stock. Same thing, if you send us pictures of ones that you like, we can try to find something similar that's not custom, so you know exactly how much it's gonna weigh, and there's no problems with it. Patience, again, is important. It's custom. Errors happen in the casting process and the molding process once it's done. With the finishing on it, all these little things, when the piece is getting made, you might want to change, which affects the time frame on us. Stones is a big thing. If you want diamonds, again, it's going to add more time. We got to settle the stones. Pricing is going to change with diamonds. You want SI, you want VVS, how many diamonds. All those things change the pricing. The sizing. So with our customer who had this one, he had a sizing that he wants, but we couldn't do exactly that. He wanted about 1 3/4 inches tall, and I think 1 1/4 inches wide. This one came out to 1.8 inches tall and 1.4 inches wide. It's hit or miss. It's gold. It's not plastic, so we can't just smush it down. It changes. Perfection. These pieces are made by hand. There will be little tiny imperfections in them. They cannot be perfect. If you buy a $1 million Ferrari, the engine was built by hand, you look at the engine, there's little things that are a little bit different between each piece because somebody had to make them. And last but not least, famous people's pieces that you see on Instagram and YouTube. They're badass. They're huge. They pay a lot of money. All the athletes and the rappers, and their badass pieces, those are incredibly expensive and they take an incredibly long time. Some of these people's pieces can be $100,000 or more. A lot of times they're paying that money up front as well. If you're doing a custom piece, you do have to pay up front because there's cost on us to make that piece, and we need to be sure that the buyer is actually going to pull through with it, because if we put all the work in and then you don't want it anymore, we're stuck with gold and labor that nobody's going to pay for. So with custom pieces, you have to pay up front, and that's why if you're on a budget, it's hard because the pricing can change and you've already paid. Maybe that was all you wanted to pay. Again, if you guys see a piece online that you like, see if it's real or not. If it's real gold, obviously it's going to be expensive, but if it's something, a knockoff, sterling silver, solid stainless steel, let us know, and sometimes we can actually find that piece and purchase it from China, Russia, or somewhere, so we have the actual piece. That's going to be the best way, because again, it's going to make it almost exactly how it looks in the picture. Again, it won't be exactly alike. Metals are different, they get cut differently, some are a little softer, but it's a way of making sure the piece is going to be as close as possible, like our wolf piece here. That was how that piece was set. Other than that, I think that's going to be it, guys. Again, comments down below if you have any questions on custom pieces, pricing, or if you want to have a custom piece. Shoot us an email, info@learysjewelry.com. Give us a call, 813-888-8590. Other than that, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys.